Well, hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel and to the Ultimate Racing League, and welcome back to another Let's Talk 2. This is where we interview some of the drivers throughout the league. We've got 5 leagues in a Sunday, and we're sort of picking people at random, and this time I've managed to stop Gav in his tracks. We all know him as Cherrybomb on track. So Gav, are you there?
I am, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, and thank you very much for joining me. I know it is a massively busy time for you at the minute with a newborn baby. So how's that going?
Yeah. Just finished the Group 2 race tonight. Just did a swift nappy change just before jumping on. So busy days.
The joys of fatherhood, with a new baby. Well, I've got a few questions, as we always do have a few questions for anybody that comes on. So I'm just going to jump straight into it. Now, last season you were in League 2.
Yep.
You finished 6th. Are you pleased with that, or did you expect a better finish from that on the Sundays?
To be honest, I think once I had a few things going on outside that just pulled me out of more events than I'd expected. I think just I was going to finish where I was going to finish. There wasn't a lot I could do about it. I think for the times I did race, I think I probably sort of proved where I ought to have finished by the end of the season, but just had baby appointments. Then actually had my son was born, so lost time, and I had one really bad race at the start of the season, so I deserved to finish where I did.
I think six is a respectable finish. There's nothing wrong with 6. I mean, especially when you look at the guys. I mean, we can see you racing around the track now, and we can see you've got Brisbane in there, you've got Victor in there, you've got Unforgiven in there, C. Brown, Loveland. There's Brian McCann. There's a lot of fast guys in there, so missing a few races always has a massive impact on the league positions, and I've said this many times, even if you have a bad race, it's still points. So I think you did well. I think 6th position is something to be pretty chuffed with, especially with a new baby.
I think coming from when I joined URL, I don't know whether it was good or bad, but I came in with Brisbane in my first introduction, so he's been a good kind of guy to aim for, and he's been really helpful between races, giving out advice. So
he is. I've got a lot of time for Brisbane. He's an extremely fast guy, but he's so helpful, and even he helps me with the comms. He'll give me a ring and tell me, look, Mark, that was rubbish, or that was great. So he's a good guy. So you're in good company there. Well, we're talking of the seasons. You've got the new season just around the corner. It is just under a week away now. We've mentioned you've got the new baby. Have you had much chance to practice to get ready for the new season?
I think I've done all of one drive in our league car. We've got the Subaru, the BRZ. One drive felt okay. It's going to be a tough year compared to the last ones, just because I was one of the guys that would practice quite a bit, and I'm going to lose a lot of that. So it's going to be.
Perhaps you don't need to practice. Perhaps you're just good enough.
I've been pretty lucky with some of the races I have done where I've just jumped on. So I'm hoping I just get a bit of luck on my side for the year. But my wife's pretty good. She knows I like my sim racing, so she tries to let me get on when I can.
Well, the other thing, I mean, hopefully when the baby settles down a bit more and it gets into a regular sleep pattern, then you may be able to grab half hour, 20 minutes here and there. But it is tough. I know it is tough trying to balance the racing and life. Unfortunately, life gets in the way.
I'm going to need it ironically this season because it is really, really stacked. Looking at the guys in the league, so it's going to be.
Well,
I think it'll be good. It'll be good viewing. I think there'll be a lot of different winners.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be the same throughout the leagues, to be honest. I mean, we've been saying this for a few seasons now. There's no easy league. From the League of Champions down to League 4, there's no easy league, and they're all tough to get out of. So it's going to be a good season. So we mentioned the BRZ, the Scooby. Are you pleased with that choice of car? The other question as well, I've asked quite a few of the guys. Do you like the one make races? You know, where everybody's in the same car.
Yeah. So the car. I did vote for the BRZ, so I'm probably a little bit biased, but it was just more. I more voted just because it's not that often used in the game. It's I can't remember what the other cars were now, but they were a bit been there, done before kind of cars for me. So, and if everyone's in the same boat, I thought, well, let's just have something different. I'm all for the. It's nice to see different cars, visually on the track. But I think if people are going to start, if we all do this to kind of, it's a little bit of an ego thing. Everyone wants to see who's the best, and the best way to do that is same make. I think at least on Gran Turismo, yes.
Yeah, well, I agree. Yeah, everybody in the same make, same power. It comes down to your driver skill, individual skill, then, doesn't it? So like I say, looking forward to it. Well, tracks. Have you got any favourite tracks? Have you got a top 3 favourite tracks, or on the other hand, have you got any tracks that you absolutely dread racing?
It's easy to start off with the ones that I don't like. So I just did. I had Monza recently in the Group 2, and it doesn't matter what car I'm in, I never go well there.
Is that with the chicane or without? Mind you, the chicane's all over the place there, isn't it? So.
It's not the chicanes. It's the because I think Gran Turismo, they leave the big sausage curbs in there, and if you clip one of those, you're gone.
You're gone.
I think it's I think it's Dragon Seaside, Dragon Trail Seaside. It's not a good one for me.
Oh, really? Quite a lot of people do like that one.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm trying to think if that's another one with a nasty chicane. There might be a theme there.
The chicane of death. Yes, the chicane of death. Well, I think that appears in the normal way round, but in the reverse, it's still there, but it is slightly easier, I think.
Yeah.
But even so, it's still a nasty one.
Just some of them you never click with, and that was one. And another one, I think, luckily we don't really ever seem to use it, but Willow Springs, I never really enjoyed that.
With you 100%. Anybody that knows me will know, and I hate that, especially Big Willow. It is awful. It shouldn't even be in the game.
I think it's probably more the visibility of the track. I think that I can't seem to sit with. So
and the fact that if you go off there, you don't come back for a week. It's digging sand out of your shoes and I mean, any favourites? Is there any that you think actually good? I'm glad we're racing there.
Always liked Suzuka. I think that's
very popular.
Better with the bigger downforce cars. It's really quite good fun. I like probably most versions of. I think it's Kyoto Park.
Kyoto Park. One. Yeah, the Yamagara thing.
Yeah, I quite like most of those. It's got a few layouts, and the one that I probably prefer more on GT7 now, which I didn't, was Watkins Glen. It's just one. I just stuck a lot of time in there, and finally kind of clicked it. And once I got past that, I actually quite like that now.
I agree with you that I like Watkins. It's a very easy flowing track. I find it's sort of each corner just flows to the next.
Once you find where the flow is, I think that's where. To begin with, I couldn't get it, but then once I got it, it's it's quite nice. But I mean, there are others, but yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, there's a lot. I forget how many tracks there are, but I'm pretty much in agreement with most of those you've picked. I've asked everybody that's come on, so I'm going to ask you as well. If you could change anything in GT7, or for that matter in URL, would you change anything?
GT7 for sure. I'm probably going to be singing from the same hymn sheet as a lot of other guys here. These new cars, like none of these vision cars that I don't know who really ever drives them. It'd be nice to have some newer Group 3, Group 4 stuff, maybe even some of the kind of Le Mans hypercars. That would be good. I don't think that would ever happen. I used to like the sort of car mix they had on an old sim game called Project Cars. I think that had quite a good mix of classic old school cars.
Right.
A bit better than Gran Turismo. So
that
was always good. I mean, I just think it could have a bit better updates. They're just really weird updates in Gran Turismo. I know they're free, so you can't complain too much. But I almost wouldn't mind paying a little bit for a pack like you do with the Assetto Corsa, if it meant we got something a bit better. And I don't. And
I think the thing with GT7 is I think they're just about there, but not quite. And I think that's the frustrating bit for a lot of people. It's we can all see the little improvements they can make, but I mean I'm not a computer programmer or game maker or anything, so I don't know how difficult or easy it is to do these things. But for me, it's like it is just about there, but not quite.
I think probably now they've done the physics update as well. It took a bit of getting used to, but I think overall it was a step in the right direction for the game. So that was good. But then, I mean, otherwise just kind of little visual things that you could do on the HUD. Maybe moving.
And what about URL? How long have you been with URL now? Is it a year? Less?
Round about a year. I actually can't ever seem to remember how I stumbled across URL. It just can't, one minute I didn't know about it and the next I'm racing.
You're in it.
Time. I really can't remember how I came across it. I mean, but yeah, they're a good bunch of lads. It's massive compared to when I joined. A lot of choice on there. Maybe nice to see some different car series, different sort of short series or something like that. Because there are a lot of cars on GT7.
I think we're always looking for different races to do, but when you sort of do some testing on them, you sort of pick some obscure cars and then you do some testing and you think, oh, actually that didn't go that well. And the other thing is it's gaining interest, because obviously we like to fill the lobbies. But I hear what you're saying, and if any of the admin guys are listening, take note. Different cars. Well, I've only got one more thing to ask you, really, and the name Cherrybomb. Where does that come from?
Yeah, that's it's a bit of a blend of a few things on my side. So our surname is Cherrymore, so that's kind of an obvious one where that came in, and then I'm also a bit bit into my rock, kind of rock and metal music, and I always remember there was a song called Cherrybomb. So that kind of stuck in there, and I'm of the age as well. I remember a lot of guys used to put Cherrybomb exhaust on their cars back in the day when modding cars was sort of the thing to do. I'm old enough to remember things like Max Power magazine and Fast Car. So there was always someone who had a Cherrybomb exhaust on, banging away. I just kind of threw all those in, and it just
fantastic. Well, I mean, it's a great name, and I love seeing it on track as well. So thank you very much, Gav, for joining me and having this little chat. It's always great to speak to people that I've not spoken to for quite a long while. I don't think we've had a chat like this for ever, I don't think. So thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to let you get back to the little one, unless they're in bed. A boy or girl? I didn't ask.
Boy, Rupert,
Little boy.
He is a lot of trouble, but he is, he's all worth it.
Believe me, they get worse. Well, we're going to leave it there now. I'm going to say a massive thank you to Gav. I wish you all the best for the upcoming Sunday season. I've just watched you in not the multi-class, the Group 2 cars as well. So a great race in that. So I'm looking forward to seeing more and more of you on track. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much and goodbye.
Yeah, thanks very much, and thanks a lot for all your commentating and hard work. It's really good stuff. Much appreciated.
Oh no, mate, I love doing it. So thanks everybody, and look out for the next time we manage to track somebody down and have a chat with them. I'm not sure who it's going to be, but I will find somebody. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll catch you all again next time.